Hello, it is late October 2020 and I'm in North Carolina's Stone Mountain State Park for what is planned to be a 3-day backpacking trip. Behind me is Widow Creek Falls. I'm about a quarter-mile up the road from the overnight backpackers lot. The weather's looking very nice for me over the next couple days. High around 50, lows in the 30s, minimal chance of rain. It's a bit windy today, but that should clear out over the next few days. This will be a little bit of a different trip for me than a traditional backpacking trip. I'm gonna set up camp for 2 nights at one site and then do some day hiking from there. I'll go into my planned details a little bit later on, but for now, it's time to hit the trail. Home sweet home. This will be camp for the next 2 nights at Site C. This site is almost up on the top of this ridge here. I'm gonna have to go back down to grab some water, but a pretty site. And I'm gonna spend the rest of today gathering and processing my firewood for the next 3 days, so that the remaining days I can focus on hiking. On this trip, I'm using the Stone Mountain State Park map available from the state park website. Let's take a look at the map for day 1. I started today at the backpackers parking lot and followed the Widows Creek Trail and the Mountains to Sea Trail up to the split, and then I continued on the Widow Creek Trail to campsite C, where I'm set up. Day 1 was about 2 miles. The granite faces that we will see tomorrow across Stone Mountain State Park are part of a 25 square mile pluton. These massive domes were formed beneath the Earth's surface by molten lava. Over time, the forces of Mother Nature eroded the softer layers covering the pluton, exposing the dramatic outcrops that we enjoyed today. boy. Yeah. Pretty solid pile of firewood, if I do say so myself. Got most of my big wood processed. I'll get my kindling and tinder finished up next. Well, day one of my trip here in Stone Mountain State Park has been a great day. I had a short but pretty hike in out here to Campsite C, and then I got to spend the rest of the afternoon preparing wood to hopefully last me through the rest of the trip. Looks like I've got about 15 minutes or so before the sun drops behind that ridge over there. So I'm gonna get some dinner cooked up, get a fire going, and enjoy a relaxing evening. Unless something crazy happens, that'll be it for day one. Good night. There's a young male deer scraping his antlers on that tree. Awesome. Good morning. Made it to day 2 of my trip here in Stone Mountain State Park, North Carolina. Had a good night last night. The beginning of the night started out quite windy, but it chilled out after that, and the low temperature was around 40, which was a couple degrees warmer than expected, so good to go on that front. My plan today is to do a decently solid day hike down into the main part of Stone Mountain. The way they kind of have the park set up is the backpacking sites are way up in the top left of park, and then most of the attractions are down in the bottom right. So I've got a hike down to the main loop area, and then there'll be plenty of sights to see down there, including the Stone Mountain Falls, Hutchison Homestead, Stone Mountain itself, as well as a couple other cool things to see along the way. So I'm excited to get going here. I've got some breakfast in me, and I'm about ready to pack up and hit the trail. There's where I'm heading. Stone Mountain. Looks to be the remains of an old truck right here along the Mountains to Sea trail. There's a deer on the trail. Second deer I've seen this trip. There he goes. Or maybe she. Oh, running away up the woods. Up and away towards the summit of Stone Mountain. Thank goodness these people are playing music. I could not have enjoyed this spot without their music blasting. Stone Mountain Summit. A popular place. funny to see a lot of them, even the ones behind you. Come out.
They got tossed around. I've had soccer games all the time. They get tossed around.
I've got this little vista all to myself. There's a good look at the face of Stone Mountain.
We're gonna go further too.
The top of Stone Mountain Falls, a lot of water coming through. I bet we'll have an awesome view from the bottom. Stairs for days. Stone Mountain Falls. Middle Falls. Lower Falls. 2 stream crossings to get here, both ice cold, but an awesome waterfall. Stone Mountain is an intimidating face. Rising right out of the field, there's a fellow climbing it. He's right about there. Don't look down. At the base of Stone Mountain sits the Hutchison Homestead. I always love coming out here because I just think of the life that these people used to live with a thriving homestead at the base of this incredible mountain. Doesn't seem like a bad life on a beautiful day like today. Standing on Cedar Rock, and this thing drops a sheer rock face all the way down pretty much to the valley floor below. You can only see a small bit of the iceberg here. There's an old structure right off Wolf Rock Trail. This is the view from Wolf Rock. Just as spectacular as Stone Mountain itself, but none of the people. Really cool up here. Home sweet home. Made it back to campsite C. The sun just set behind that ridge about 15 minutes ago, so perfect timing. And I saw 3 more deer coming back down the MST, bringing me to 5 total for the trip on 3 separate viewings. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the map for day 2. I started at my campsite C, followed the Widow's Creek Trail back down to the backpackers lot. There's a short, about 200-yard road walk to connect with the MST. Then I followed the Mountains to Sea Trail down into the main Stone Mountain State Park area. Hopped on Wolf Rock, took that to the Stone Mountain Loop. I accidentally went this way for a little bit, but I realized I was going the wrong way, so I came back. Followed the Stone Mountain Loop up to the top of Stone Mountain. Continued on to Stone Mountain Falls. Hopped on the Middle Falls Trail. Took the short spur out to Middle Falls. Went down to Lower Falls. Retraced my steps. Back to the Stone Mountain Loop. Then on Cedar Rock Trail. Out to Cedar Rock, then on Wolf Rock Trail, out to Wolf Rock, connects back with the Mountains to Sea. Followed that to the backpackers lot, and then on Widow's Creek Trail again to campsite C. Day 2 was about 16 miles. Day 2 of my trip in Stone Mountain State Park, North Carolina has been an incredible day. One of the most spectacular single days of hiking that I've had in quite some time. Just tons and tons of different things to see across the state park, from Stone Mountain itself to Stone Mountain Falls to the Hutchison Homestead, Middle and Lower Falls along the way. And then the highlights for me were really seeing the Wolf Rock and Cedar Rock areas. Both of those super beautiful. I hadn't been to either one before, and there was very few people in that area of the park as compared to the main Stone Mountain Loop, which was filled with people. Awesome to see so many getting to get out and enjoy the beauty of this area. The sun's setting. I'm gonna get some dinner in me, get a fire going, and that'll be the end of day 2. Good night. The Hutchison Homestead was founded in 1855 by John and Sidney Jane Hutchison. They raised 8 children in a small log cabin at the base of Stone Mountain. The state purchased the land in 1969 in order to preserve this heritage. Almost 30 years passed before funding was available to restore the homestead, which was completed in 1998 to give visitors insight into the lives of early settlers of this area. Good morning. It is now November, and I've made it to day 3 of my trip in Stone Mountain State Park, North Carolina. Had a restful night last night. There was a little mouse who was running around camp. I'm not sure where he was on night 1, but he decided to come out last night and hang around for a little bit. The first half of the night was calm, and then the second half a rainstorm came through. Fortunately, it's cleared out this morning, so I have to pack up some wet gear, but won't have to pack up in the rain. I've only got a couple miles out to hit the trailhead, so it won't be too big of a hike today. I'm gonna get some breakfast in me, get camp packed up, finish off the last of this enjoyable trip, and it'll be time to hit the trail. Let's take a look at the map for day 3. I start today at my campsite C, and I'll hop along the Widow's Creek Trail down to the backpackers lot. Day 3 is about 2 miles for a trip total of approximately 20 miles. I've been along this section of the Widow's Creek Trail 4 times now on this trip, but I wanted to save one nugget for the final pass. The remains of an old homestead about 50 feet off the trail. Another great backpacking adventure in the books. 3 days in Stone Mountain State Park, North Carolina. I enjoyed my relaxing campfire nights, and the hike yesterday around the main area of Stone Mountain State Park was awesome as well. I got to see a lot of great sights, including Stone Mountain Falls, Cedar Rock, Wolf Rock, among others. I'm gonna go ahead and get things finished up here. I'm in the backpackers lot, and that'll be the end of the trip. Goodbye.